lucky won't do you, punk.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Backtrack Cinema, and welcome to Action Movies Reloaded, as we are back for the final episode of this series, episode 11, doing Terminator 2 with my good buddy Clayton from Ages of Film, and one of the ghouls of the round table. If you've been checking us out there, we're having a lot of fun with that too. But this is the last episode, guys, for this little podcast, little video podcast. I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to let it sit for a bit. I want to see how this does in the long run before I do more, but hopefully I can give you guys a season 2 or just continue this talking more action movies in this style. So Clayton, how you doing, man?
Doing good. You know, still upright. I ain't pushing up daisies anywhere, so that's good. But excited to talk some T2. I mean, this is for me, if anyone asks me like, hey, what's your favorite action movie? Man, it's hard for me to bet against T2, man. It's such a banger. This is for there was a stint there as a youngster where I would probably have said this was my favorite movie of all time. That's how much I love this movie. It still holds up 30 some odd years later. Yeah, love it. Love it.
Awesome. All right, let's just quickly say hi to everyone.
Yeah.
We got Antonis Androtes. What's going on, buddy? He says, hey, Jason, what's up, man? What's up with you, buddy? I said, hey, that's just me saying hi to him before the show. Russell, what's going on, everyone? So what's up, everyone? Let's smash that like button if you haven't already. Hi, Jason, everyone in chat. Let's get this party started. I like
what's up, Russell?
And Russell says, hey, Clayton, also can't wait for this conversation. Yeah, I'll give you a good one. Hey, Steph, what's going on? She says T2, gives it a like, heart, all that kind of stuff.
Hell yeah.
Russell says T2 is a classic.
It is.
And Steph is just saying hi to everyone. She said, hi, other dude. I think
What's
she
up?
means you.
I'm other dude for the stream. I'm down with it. I'm cool with it.
You know what? I haven't. Let me put this. What the hell is it?
I mean, I can be other dude. I don't mind being other dude.
Trying to find out where I pop your name in.
Is that unless that's on my end? Do I have to do it on my end?
No, I don't know why it's not showing up here. Bear with me, guys. Sorry. Should be. I thought there is down here.
Well, on the screen, I'm on the side of the T800. You're on the side of the robotic machine. Maybe
no, this is Clayton. Anyway, if you guys don't know his name, it's Clayton. I don't know why I can't see the. Anyways. Oh, she goes, oh, hi, Clayton. There you go. I mean, once someone's been on the channel once or twice, I kind of
yeah,
everyone gets to know them and stuff like that. But yeah, 3 of you hanging out and kicking it with us and hanging out and all that kind of stuff. I love it. Now, Clayton, I already asked you on our Terminator what got you into the action genre, so we won't rehash that too much. But T2, man, I mean, like, tell me, like, what was your first experience with this movie?
I mean, I'm pretty sure that I saw this one actually prior to seeing T1, if my memory serves me right. So I certainly, if I didn't see this one first, I certainly remember it first. And it's definitely, I mean, it was on all the time. It had a lot of replay value as a kid. I mean, I was constantly watching T2. So, and this was probably the film that I measured all other action movies by growing up as a kid, I can remember talking to my friends and that, they would be talking about an action movie, a Die Hard or a Bourne movie. And I'd be like, well, is it as good as T2, and they're like, oh no, but it's still good, type of thing. So for me, this was the standard, man, for action movies. Still is. I mean, again, this is, if you're pushing me to answer what's my favorite action movie of all time, I'm probably gonna go with T2. So it's got a special place for me, man.
Yeah, well, I grew up with Terminator, and so there's this huge gap between these two movies.
Mhm.
So I was just a young boy when Terminator come out, and I watched it and watched it and watched it.
Right.
Then T2, I was like 12, and for some reason, I don't know how I missed this in the theater, but I did,
Mm.
unfortunately. But yeah, I had it on all the time. I loved it. I love
Yeah.
T2 so much, and objectively speaking, it's not my favorite action movie. It's not even my favorite 90s movie, but it's really, really up there. But objectively, I think it's the greatest action movie put to screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I was
I
to
would.
break this down and say, okay, why is it so good? And well, we're going to talk about it really. The categories are going to
Yeah.
speak for themselves, but it just is, man. Is just so
Yeah.
much there's so much to like, there's so much to gnaw on, there's so much to think about, there's so
Right.
much heart
Oh
to
yeah.
it. Yeah, so
Yeah. I mean, and
it is.
it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite 90s movie. Although it's up there. There's a couple, like I would still have Tombstone above it. Tombstone's my that's my favorite Western of all time, and I would still have Saving Private Ryan above it. But it's not far off, that's for sure.
Russell says I do like the original Terminator, but T2 is on another level.
Agreed.
I'm still a fan, guys, of the original Terminator. Like if I did have to pick one and go on an island, I would, but that's only because of the darker
Mm,
tone and
that's fair.
and I think there's more, the originality of the story is in that one. I mean,
Yeah,
T2's
yeah.
got is expanding on it, but really, if you think about it, it is kind of retrashing. It's
Rehashing.
retreading,
Yeah, yeah.
rehashing that same story, which it kind of has to. It's fitting with the mold, um, but yeah, I'm just a really big original Terminator fan. Um, I had the biggest crash. I know you mean crush on John when this come out. Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of the ladies were going after Edward Furlong for sure. Um, Steph says I actually seen this when it came out in the theater. That's amazing.
Mm.
Russell says that's fair. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Okay, let's get into this. I'll get to you guys. You guys can, chime off in the chat. I'll get to you in between the categories here. Let's start with some of these facts here. So, released on July 3rd, 1991, directed by James Cameron, with a script by James Cameron and William Wisher. And I think they advertised this movie way before they even were going to production. Like
Mm.
Stan Winston, I think, put together that little. You remember all the Terminators are being made in the factory and all
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
It was like a year before the movie, and then they go, okay, we're greenlit, we're going. So yeah, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Linda Hamilton, and Edward Furlong, with a budget of 102 million. That's estimated, guys. Now that's 1991, guys. That is a massive budget for
Right.
1991. Massive. And a box office return of 517 million worldwide. Now,
Yeah.
mind you, from what I'm told, the theater takes half those sales, half the ticket sales, whatever they paid on advertising or marketing, it's still coming up pretty good. Really good. Rotten Tomatoes, 90% for the critics, 95% for the audience, and IMDb of 8.6 out of 10. So, does those numbers blow your mind, Clayton?
Hell yeah. I love I mean, I'm not someone that's I mean, you've probably heard some of my criticisms with the Rotten Tomatoes. But I am glad to see that both the critic and the audience score have that 90, 90 and higher, because it absolutely should be up there. Nothing else would be acceptable in my opinion. So
Yeah, I know. I mean, there's movies not making those kind of numbers now, man.
oh yeah, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I think its opening weekend it made 34 million domestically.
I mean, that's
That's
crazy.
pretty incredible for 1991.
Yeah.
Like and it probably just caught on and caught on.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's
Well, and part of it was the success of the first one. The first one did really good. And over those what 80 first one was 84, so over the 7
84, yeah.
years, you know, a lot of hype was going into the second one. So people, you know, remembered that first one and how good that one was, and that I think certainly helped the sequel. There you go. Look at that bad boy.
I got this at the convention, everyone. It's just a 3D model and it's
Hell yeah.
hand painted. I mean,
Love
it was
it.
only $20, so I can't really
Yeah.
show you. There we go. It's not
That's pretty
bad. I
cool.
like it.
That's pretty cool. But you know what I mean? Like if the first one had not done well, then you know, I question whether or not T2 would have done as good. You know, so the first one doing as good as it did certainly helped the sequel, you know, make a lot of money because people wanted to see, you know, what was going to come after, you know, after the first one.
That's true. True. Steph says, badass. Russell says, did awesome in the box office.
Yeah, it did.
Sure did, man. Sure did.
Absolutely.
I mean, it was a different audience then too. It's like
Yeah.
us. I guess I'm Gen X, so I was born in 1979. So movies were just what we did as
Yeah.
teenagers and everything. We just went to the movies and we didn't have these little contraptions like this
Right.
distracting us all the time.
Right.
We just went and we ate up movies and we weren't dissecting them like we do now, or there was no conversations online you could have about, oh, that's garbage, because we never knew about what was going on
Right.
in Hollywood, and oh, who's going to be in this and that. You got promos and that's about it, or you watched Entertainment Tonight. And so yeah, so I'm actually, you know, really blessed. I'm from a generation that really got to grow up in the 80s and the early 90s with this stuff.
Oh yeah.
I feel really thankful for that.
Yeah.
All right, let's get going here. Where are my things? We're there. Let's start off with story. So I don't know. I mean, this is going to be pretty easy to rate these, but me and Clayton have this at a 10 out of 10 for story. Clayton, what do you love about the story for T2?
Man, dude, there's so much. It really is a pretty dense story thematically, as far as, you know, the commentary, what's, you know, what's underneath. There's multiple interpretations. You could read it as, you know, a story of parenthood and a mother's love for her kid, and how far a parent is willing to go to save their child. You could look at it, kind of the way that I do, which is the value and the significance of human life. You know, like Sarah even has that line at the end of the movie: if a Terminator can learn the value of human life, maybe we can too. And to me, I think that that right there was the theme of the movie: the value of human life, what makes us special in this universe. And why, and this may be offensive to some people, but I'm going to say it, why we are different from animals and robots and machines, where we're not the same species. I'm sorry, we're just not. And there's something intrinsically valuable about humanity. And if you don't see that, I would say look inwardly. And I think this movie really challenges that. So to me, that was one of my favorite things about the story.
Awesome. Yeah, I've always looked at this movie like if Aliens, Jimmy Cameron exploring motherhood with the Queen
Yeah.
Alien and Ripley and all that. There's a real fatherhood theme in this.
Sure.
The surrogate father, I guess you could say. And
Yeah.
I love that part in the story where, you know, John and the Terminator are getting really close. He's becoming like a father, someone
Yeah.
who's protecting him. And when she gives that little monologue about an insane world, it was the saying this choice, like this machine would never hurt him and it would always
Right.
spend time with him and it would never it never leave him or anything like that. And like,
Yeah.
it's like the perfect choice. It has these really father traits that are perfect. And
Yeah.
then and he learns the human parts. He can't feel them, but he understands them. He learns to understand them, and he actually makes the
Yeah.
decision at the end, like, no, you have to destroy me. This is the
Yeah.
only way. I love that. I really
Yeah.
do love that. It's like it's taking it's a story about our own humanity and looking inside ourselves, right?
Oh yeah.
And also a great, just if you want to look at it at surface level, is just a awesome action movie. These are the bad
Yeah.
guys. We got to stop them. Sure, if that's what you just if you don't sink your teeth in to the other stuff, that's fine.
Right.
Um, and
Well,
also
you.
the parallels I really love is how this Terminator is becoming more human, is understanding humanity. Sarah Connor has lost her humanity
Yeah.
completely,
Yeah.
and she comes back. That's what I love. Like, we'll get into
Mhm.
her performance and everything, but I just love like how she's become the very thing that was chasing her in the first movie. She
Mhm.
found a target, she went for it, and that scene where I will talk about it later, but when she stops herself,
Yeah.
fucking brilliant. And
Yeah.
I like that contrast between both of them.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
T800, and like, and she's so pissed off at this thing, but yet she is more like a Terminator than he is when we first meet her.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Well, and going off that, like it's the T800 that actually is more focused on protecting John's life than she is. Even, I mean, she kind of just wants to kill. She's kind of in that rage state, that Terminator state type thing. But kind of has to learn to trust. A good character arc for Sarah in this film, but you also kind of have the whole destiny versus fate commentary on here too.
Oh, it's true.
Like if do we all just have a fate, or do we make our own destiny? Is fate decided for us? Do we have do we truly have free will, free agency? Can we make our own path, or is that fate predetermined for us? And that's just another commentary the film offers, and you can read that however you want, but it's there if you want to play with it, sort of thing.
Absolutely, man. It's just a great story. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many action movies that are really thin on the plot, and it's just
Yeah.
action, and that's fine. I watch them all the time. But when you
Oh
get
yeah, yeah.
something so layered
Right.
and so much story going on, it just makes it so much more enjoyable.
Hell yeah.
I see the Prince is here. Hey Prince, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? Um, Sean Movie Review says T2 is one of the greatest sequels of all time. I prefer the original Terminator for the gritty, more grounded horror feel, but both top 10 movies of all time. I
Mhm.
agree. I agree. I said that, kind of chimed on that earlier. It just works for me a little bit more than this movie. It's more really the tone. That's what
Mhm.
the tone, and Reese, I think I really just really love Reese. Russell
I ain't
says it's
hating on
funny.
that.
Yeah, it's funny. He said John Connor from T2 was also in Pet Cemetery too. Yep,
Yeah.
sequel boy.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, that, and he also had, I think, his three kind of big hits were, the Pet Cemetery 2, which that may not even be a big hit, but he got some notoriety from that. T2, and then obviously American History X was his other kind of big one.
Right, right. Sorry guys, I want to change the color here. There we go.
I don't know that I even saw him in anything other than those three movies.
Mm. Okie dokie. Let's do this, guys. Next. Our hero. Now I'm going with two people here. Sarah Connor and Uncle Bob, the T800. I look at them as both being heroes, and I mean,
Mhm.
Sarah almost did the job on her own, and
Yeah.
I freaking I really love that about her, how she would give her 3 more seconds and 2 more bullets, he
Right.
might have been in the lava.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think it had to be Uncle Bob's who did it, but man, she almost did it on her own, man. She almost like took out a T-1000 by
She did.
herself. Definitely held her own. And we both got a 10 out of 10 on this, guys. So tell me, just one at a time, like what Sarah Connor in this movie
Yeah.
and Uncle Bob were the T-800 reprogrammed.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're both great characters. I think they both work well as a protagonist. I think Sarah, obviously, she gets the arc. She's a human character. She gets kind of the arc in the film, kind of what how you mentioned, how she kind of starts more kind of detached from her humanity. She kind of has to find that along the way, where the T-800, obviously, because he's mechanical, doesn't necessarily have an arc, although he kind of does too. I mean, he kind of does learn the value of human life, like
Right.
Sarah says at the end, type of thing. Um but he, I mean, he starts and ends the film as a protector. um but it's a great character because of, kind of just what he represents, and his willingness to kind of give his own, I don't want to say life, applying that to a machine, but his own existence for John. Because in the first film, he was willing to sacrifice his own existence to kill John, and now here he is willing to sacrifice his own existence to save John, which I thought was a good kind of a different way to go with the film. If you're going to bring a T-800 back after the first one, how are you going to do it? Well, I thought this was a good way to go. And that's a hard flip, man. That's a hard flip to try to get audiences to cheer for a character that they clearly remembered as the villain from the first one. The T-800 and Arnie was the villain of the first one. So to try to get audiences to now cheer for the bad guy as the good guy, now that's very difficult to do, but James Cameron pulled it off, and he pulled it off through just masterful directing, um storytelling, but also the way that he used the T-800 as that protector. um and Sarah was, obviously, she had her arc, but she also just, I think, strengthens her own character, and a large part of it is on Linda Hamilton and her performance, excellent performance here. Obviously, I mean, honestly, I think the acting was great by everybody. I mean, Arnie was good as the T-800, just even bringing some subtleties in his performance, acting more as a good guy, as a hero than a villain. There's certain things in his mannerisms, that he changes slightly to come off as that more protagonist type of character. And then the T-1000, who I'm sure we'll talk about here in a little bit, just again, great character and a phenomenal performance there as well. But yeah, Sarah, the combo of Sarah and the T-800 as your two kind of main protagonists is just, that's the top notch character work
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, Sarah's awesome, and when we first meet her in this, it's just like, oh my god, she's jacked and she's mean and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
she's man, and the weight of the entire future or the whole world on her shoulders. Like
Mhm.
just that with the nightmares, the PTSD she's having, probably still hasn't got over the first. Well,
Right,
clearly she hasn't, because when she sees the
right.
Terminator, she just freaks, right? And just, you see that dreams of that she's having. And what about that opening? Her little monologue on the opening,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's really good. But the two scenes I just think, well, there's three scenes I think she's absolutely incredible in, and that's the one where they're videotaping her about her dreams.
Mhm, mhm.
And then she just goes from this, where they think she's just full of shit, and she's just like,
Yeah.
I know what happens. It
Right,
fucking happens. You're the one living in a fucking
yeah.
like with Silverman and everything like that. And then when she goes to kill Dyson, I think that's like
Mhm.
I just love. I don't know if she was directed this way or she just added this, but the way she's like puts out her hand out to stop herself, but yet she's still pointing the gun, like
Mhm.
still going, I still may do it, right? And she's like, she backs off, and John gets there, and then they have that, just a
Yeah,
great moment together, which they
yeah,
needed. They needed like clearly she has always loved him and stuff like
right.
that. Like there's there, but she's got this weight of responsibility to make sure he's tough and that
Mhm.
he's going to be able to handle himself and all that. And I think that's just great performance, great character work with her. And like you said with
Absolutely.
Uncle Bob, the way he's when we first meet him, you see how cold he is, like, yeah,
Mhm.
and how, of course, I'm a Terminator. Of course, I'm going to terminate that guy, right? And as we slowly start moving along, like, there's little things like where I remember when Dyson he says something like, "Well, how are we going to set it off?" And he goes with remote control, and he does this little
Yeah,
human kind of like almost like a small joke,
right.
like you know what I mean? And you could see him slowly becoming or when he goes, "Trust me," and he lets out a smile. He does this
Yeah.
half smile, like it. Cameron puts them in very nuanced and very slowly and very like
Mhm.
if you're not paying attention, you won't pick up on it. But the
Right.
way he's and by the end of the movie, he's like, "I need a vacation." He's completely like, and
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's why I don't, I get, I understand what they were trying to do with Dark Fate. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? If Arnold was doing that with just within a week, and this thing's been doing has been out there for 20 years or 30 years or whatever,
Yeah.
it would really become it would
Right,
be really become human, or at least it would understand it.
right.
But yeah, this is fantastic, fantastic heroes
Oh, yeah.
for
Yeah.
the villain that we're gonna talk about.
Yeah.
All right, which he is next. The T1000, we both gave a 10. So we're both
Mhm.
10 out of 10 on the T1000. Pretty hard to pretty hard to come up with another villain
Yeah.
with what Arnold did as the T800 in the
Right.
Terminator, but somehow they get this guy Robert Patrick, um, who just delivers a really good menacing Terminator, man. What do you think about him?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's in Cameron was smart in the sense of how he constructed the T1000 because to your point, it would be very challenging to try to do another T800 without naturally falling into comparison of what Arnie did. So how does he, what direction do you go with that? Well, he comes up with the great idea of making a liquid metal Terminator, who poses an even greater threat. He's smarter, he's more indestructible, he's more of a threat. So it raises the stakes while also allowing the actor to give a different type of performance than what Arnie gave. Because with Arnie, he had to be his performance kind of naturally has to be more robotic because mechanics is more robotic where the T1000 can be a little more fluid, a little more kind of smooth with his movement and stuff because he's liquid. So it allowed a little more leeway there as an actor, but the challenge was kind of the same that Arnie had in the first one was how do you project so much threat and terror through through using very little because a machine, a Terminator, isn't very animated, like a lot of memorable performances are very animated or use a lot of voice influx, stuff like that. Terminators don't do that. So you have to kind of create and manifest that the mental, the psychology of a very menacing, frightening type of machine. And I just think that the way that Robert Patrick does that, it's the look in his eyes, the way he moves his eyes, the way he moves his head. When he stabs he turns his finger to the spike and puts it through the shoulder, and then he just kind of turns his head like
I know
Michael
this
Myers.
hurts.
Yes, yeah, I know this hurts. Call to John. Call to John now. And it's even in his voice, his cadence was just expertly done. I always love the high hands when he's running through the parking lot. He's just got that intense run going
Oh
on
yeah, I
with the
love the
high
run.
hands. Yeah,
He
man,
did such
that's
a.
iconic.
He looks unstoppable.
He
Like it looks
does.
like he's gonna
He
catch up,
does.
right? He's just
Yeah,
moving
yeah.
so fast,
Well,
right?
even the liquid arms that he creates,
Yeah.
it presents this menacing, creepy type of look to him too.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's just a great character, super iconic, and like I said, super threatening because he can basically do everything the T-800 can do and then some. He can liquidize himself. We see him like basically camouflaging into the floor, liquidizing into the floor, and then coming up as taking on a new look, a new person.
Complete
You can't.
infiltrator, like just
Yeah.
a complete infiltrator. And I like
Right.
how he's able to be a little bit more emotional. And what I
Yep.
mean by that, he's like he blends in better. Like to the
Yeah.
point where I don't know if he even is supposed to know who the
Yeah.
villain and who the protector was and who the
Mhm.
Terminator was.
Right.
Um, because he's acting a lot like Reese when you first see him.
Yeah.
Like there's except for I guess the giveaway is he's not sweating, right?
Right.
He's not a
Right.
human, clearly, but the way he goes, like when he talks to the foster parents, and he's just like, "Are you the legal guardians of John Connor?" Like he has
Yeah.
this little emotional that the other the T-800 didn't have.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
he's just like Sarah Connor, like 'cause
Right.
she's very or when he's buying the guns in the first movie, like there
Yeah.
you could tell like this dude's really he's really stiff and everything like that. But there's a little bit more mimicking way a human would talk with the T-1000,
Right.
and I think Robert Patrick, yeah, he just really brings it,
He did, man. Yeah.
and where you got to be careful with the character if it starts becoming personal,
Yeah.
like, and it never does. He's just like he doesn't get mad when he loses them in the chase scene.
Right.
No, he's gonna find them, right? He's gonna find
Yeah.
them. He's a
He's
Terminator. He's just like,
the
okay,
same
that's him.
level of intensity all the way through.
And I think you got to be careful with that too, though.
Yeah.
Playing,
Oh, for sure.
I think it's a more a tougher character to play than you might think.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, because you have to sell the fact that you're a Terminator. You're not human, you're a Terminator, but still also sell the fact that you're the antagonist, that you're the villain. And yeah, it requires a lot of subtlety, a lot of discipline, a lot of concentration, a lot of awareness with what you're doing with your eyes, your voice, your body. It's a difficult, it's a difficult role because it forces you as an actor to go against your natural instincts in a number of ways. And that's the challenging part of it. But Robert Patrick just nailed it, man.
Nailed it. Yeah, yeah, he's fantastic, man.
Yeah,
Russell says, yeah, Russell says Robert Patrick plays a great villain. Sure
he
does, man.
does.
Good actor. Really good
He
actor,
is. Yeah.
man. All right, let's continue on here with oh boy, action set pieces. Clearly Clayton and I both gave this a 10 out of 10. I mean, what can you say? The action sequences are absolutely amazing. I love the way they flow.
Yeah.
I just love the chases, the way Arnie's flipping the shotgun, and which he practiced for
Oh,
weeks
man.
doing that.
Yeah. That's
And
such a
apparently
badass
his
scene.
hand was all hurt and everything from doing it. Like
Yeah.
just the way you could see him go. I just love that. I don't know, something about cocking the guns and all that kind
Yeah.
of is just really, really cool about this movie. Um,
Well,
like,
Arnie took he took a few injuries, man. Like there's a scene with the when he's fighting Robert Patrick in that final, boiler room, and Robert Patrick's like hitting him with that lead pipe or whatever,
mhm,
and apparently accidentally, obviously, Patrick swings too low and actually hits Arnie pretty hard. But Arnie doesn't sell it at all. He just stays in character and just rolls with it. And then afterwards he like makes a joke about it or whatever. But yeah, he took some knocks, man, on this one. So
but once we get to the Skynet facility, from
yeah,
there
yeah.
on, the movie does not stop.
No, no.
Like and I you can really see what James Cameron wanted to do in the original.
Yeah.
Like he probably wanted big sequences like that if he had the money to
Right.
do all that stuff. Um, but yeah, once they get there and they start, it just doesn't stop, man. All the way to the smelt the plant there, the
Right.
mercury plant or the smelting the metal plant kind of thing. Um, is incredible. But you have a favorite one? You have a favorite action scene?
Yeah. Probably the boiler room, where that final confrontation takes place. I love all of the set decor around it, the factory stuff, the machines. I think it fits the thematic depth of the film, but also just seeing the lava, and what that represents. That is the judgment. But
Yeah,
the judgment comes to the Terminators, not the humans, which is inverted of the story. And it's brilliant storytelling because the judgment is supposed to come to the humans, but they basically invert that, and the
mhm,
judgment comes to the machines instead. But that lava sequence is, represents that looming judgment that is inevitable. But who's it going to take? Is it going to take the humans or the machines? And it ends up taking the machines. But there's so many good ones, but that one, just with all the imagery, the symbolism of all of it, how it all kind of brings everything together. I love that last sequence in the mechanical boiler room type thing.
yeah, it's pretty amazing. I mean, yeah, it's really hard to pick one.
Yeah.
I love the chase sequence at the beginning, or
Yeah,
when they
yeah.
first meet, when they're first the Terminators start fighting, throwing each
Mhm.
other through the walls. I think that's awesome. Like it's
Yeah,
such
yeah.
a fantastic scene. Um, I like Sarah Connor at the end
Mhm.
of the what you're talking about, where she tells John get away from it, and she starts blowing it. Like I said, she starts cocking the gun, blowing,
Yeah,
and
that's a
she's
badass scene.
oh yeah, she's just like if there is a picture I want Sarah Connor to sign, or Linda Hamilton, I should say, if I ever meet her, I want that.
Yeah,
I want that picture. I want her. Like
yeah,
she's just so badass. Like that imagery is the mother of the future. Her
yeah,
son behind her and just freaking protecting him. Like that is just every like she's the new Reese, really. She's the new
yeah.
Kyle, and she's intense like him. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And not the and the stuff in the psych ward too, where she's just fucking people up. Like
Oh, right,
she's,
right, right.
it's
Yeah,
pretty fantastic too. But
yeah, she's a beast, man.
and the whole highway chase sequence is
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah, yeah,
Watching it this time, I'm like, this is all done practically.
yeah,
And there's something I do want to touch on in the stunts because I was looking into some stuff with the stunts, but yeah, Russell, he said the bridge scene. That's yeah,
yeah,
this
yeah.
it's incredible that
That's probably the most iconic shot maybe of the film, and that's one of the first ones that I think about is that shot of Arnie on the bike and him just flying off the bridge with the
yeah,
fire in the
yeah,
back. Such an iconic shot for sure.
yeah, and they the truck didn't the thing is that the reason the truck gets cut in half because they said didn't have room to go into this. It was like a sewer.
Mhm.
I don't know what you call it, like a, but it couldn't fit this truck. So Cameron
Yeah,
said, "Well, guess the truck's coming off. The top's
yeah,
coming off," and that's why they had to crash it with the top. You know what I mean? And yeah, just I mean, I don't know what you say. I mean, the way the music's pulsating through this
mhm.
the action sequences, and it just doesn't stop. They're entertaining. They're cut really well.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, just I don't think it. I think Cameron's a master at action,
he is
at directing action sequences. Man, there's a
absolutely.
certain identity to his. There's a certain way they just flow. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he I mean, if you need a director to direct one action sequence, it's hard not to draft Cameron first round, you know.
Yeah. All right. All right. Stunts and practical effects. We both gave this a 10 out of 10 as well. Just incredible stuff here. Not only with just stunts and everything like that, but all the people involved in the chase sequences, all the Stan Winston doing beautiful makeup in this.
Right.
Especially when Arnold's getting his head smashed in with that big anvil that he's
Yeah,
swinging, and then
yeah,
you see all
yeah.
the this a far better job. Like you could see where the money is being spent, I
Right.
think. And I mean, groundbreaking special effects in those. Like
Oh, for sure.
I can't tell you how many sequences I'm watching it. I remember watching it with my dad back in 1991 when we had it on
Yeah,
VHS,
yeah.
and we'd never seen anything like it. We were just like jaw dropping with the liquid metal when we turn to liquid metal, or his thing gets split in half, his
Yeah,
face,
yeah.
and it just folds back together, or coming up out of the floor. We never saw anything like that, man. That was just like we couldn't believe it. And you watch it now, and it's like this looks way better than some of
Yeah.
the half the stuff they're doing in other Terminator movies.
Yeah. Well, and movies in general. I mean, there's movies that have come out in the 2020s that don't look as good as T2 in the effects work, man. Like it holds up. It still looks good to this day, 30 years later. I mean, that's how ahead of his time that Cameron was with this, special effects, man, because it still looks so freaking good. It's another incentive, I think, for doing things practically and using computer work to as more of an way to enhance something that's done practically, rather than just creating things from computer imaging. Design things practically and let the computer just enhance that. But yeah, Cameron was ahead of his time, man, with this, because that stuff still looks good today.
Yeah. Now the stunt I want to talk about is so there's a hell when he's chasing them in the helicopter and with the truck or
Mm,
the little truck. I can't really, they get out of vehicles and go into another one, but that helicopter pilot was a Vietnam pilot
mm,
back in the day. And James Cameron said he was incredible, man, what he could do. Just a if you actually watch, you see him go under the underpass, like he's just going above the road.
yeah,
Of course, I think Cameron said there was cables and all this stuff, but still, he's flying this thing, and it just goes over the bridge and comes down. Well, no,
uh,
I don't know exactly how it works, but Cameron would be on another vehicle, um, filming all that, right? No one
mhm,
would go on there. I mean, they said, "No, you freaking crazy." They told you freaking crazy. And so he would did it with another guy. He did it himself. He says, "I'll do it then." So it
yeah,
was just him who did those few shots where you see the helicopter just coming over, and just
yeah,
watch it, man. You could see the incredible work that this pilot did. And even James Cameron said, like, I had some of the best guys on this.
yeah.
Like, Like just crazy stunt work. I just want to mention the stunt work on that, and obviously everything else too. Um, and it's you could see the cuts where Arnold is doing something on the bike and it's not him, and then it turns into him again, and stuff like that. So you see but I force my eye to look for those things.
Right,
When you're
right,
actually
right.
watching and not thinking about that, you don't even notice the
No,
blend of oh, that's stuntman, then it's
right.
not. But
Yeah,
it's
it's one of those things that like you have to be trying to find
look
things like
for it.
that. Yeah, yeah. Um, but that I mean that's just great directing, when you can hide it that good and yeah, it's just brilliantly directed film in every
I
department.
also I forgot this on the action set pieces, but that opening is fucking
Oh yeah. Yeah,
that
yeah.
opening took more money than the original budget of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
original movie.
I believe it. Yeah, I believe it.
I see. I wish we could have got a movie that was all like that.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, the
yeah.
way that Terminator that stomps on the skull and it took 6 people to control him or whatever, but incredible sequence,
Oh yeah.
incredible vision of what he wanted there. Um, and John Connor looking out on the battlefield and everything like that, and the
Right.
music there too. We'll get into the music, but the opening of the film too, like those strings
Yeah.
coming in, down,
Yep.
the girl swinging, and then you see Ash, and that opening is just incredible, man. I've always
Yeah,
just
it
loved the
it
openings of
is.
this film.
It really is.
Ross says that Arnold got injured doing a stunt in Terminator 2, I believe in the motorcycle stunt. Oh, it could be.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying, like, Arnie took a number of bumps and doing this film, man. He got banged up.
All right, one-liners. I actually gave this a 9. You gave it a 10, so we're pretty
Oh,
close. But
man. Yeah.
um, yeah, this is chocked full of one-liners, but it's not like Predator one-liners. This is just good dialogue, and the way they pass off these one-liners sometimes.
Yeah.
It's more like one-liners and dialogue, but there's so many. They're rehashing some, like I'll be back, and where the T-1000 says get out.
Yeah.
Um, there's
Come
some
with me
funny
if you want
stuff.
to live.
Yeah, there's obviously the biggest one of the movie that everyone quotes is "Hasta la vista, baby." That's just a classic one-liner. But do you have some favorites?
Yeah, I mean, all those that you mentioned, are really good. I need a vacation is one that always stands out to me. The fact that the machine is saying that he needs a vacation is I always found pretty comical. But it works in the moment, it works in the scene and for the character. Um, but yeah, I mean, obviously the Hasta la Vista, come with me if you want to live probably has the most meaning because it was used by Kyle in the first one. So now it's the T800 using that. And Sarah has to take the leap of faith with him the way that she took that leap of faith with Kyle in the first one.
Yeah,
Um, but there's so many, and that's why, like for me, and these one-liners that we've been quoting, I've quoted these my whole life. I mean, like it's ever since I can remember seeing this movie. That's why it's a 10 out of 10 for me because to me that is a definition of a 10 out of 10 for one-liners is a film that has lines that you quote all the time or that you hear quoted all the time or that you recognize as soon as you hear it what who said it what movie it's in and to me that's T2 with some of these dialogues it's like Tombstone's another one that has just so many
yeah,
phenomenal one liners but yeah this so 10 out of 10 for me.
it's great. It's great. Yeah, I always liked when he's like, "You were gonna kill that guy." Of course, I'm a
Yeah,
Terminator.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah.
even the ones John Connor saying, you know, um, get out of here, you jock douche, or who's the loser now, or whatever, you jock
Oh, right, right.
douchebag.
Yeah.
He's
That
got quite
well,
the mouth on him.
I also love the man that last line that hits hard, hits really hard. Is the last line by the T-800 to John when he says, "I know now why you cry, but it's something I can never do." And just like,
Yeah,
oh man, that hits because there's so much meaning and depth in that line, man.
yeah.
But yeah, that's another banger, man.
Oh yeah. There's so like there's so many, right? That are really good.
I
Um,
cannot self-terminate. You must
yeah.
lower me into the pit. Yeah.
Sorry, John. Sorry.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. I'm just blanking here, but there was a few other ones I thought were quite funny with when he's still like when he's teaching them and he goes, "Chill out, dickwad."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's another one.
And
Uh,
if we want to talk dialogue, like I already mentioned, her monologue, Sarah's
right,
monologue
right.
while she's at the
Yeah, yeah,
picnic table,
yeah.
um, is
That's the
really
one.
is really great too.
Well, I
Um,
also like the scene with their, fixing the T-800. They're, removing the shrapnel and the bullets and stuff, and they're asking him about his cyborg, and he's like, "My cyborg is a learning computer processor. The more I'm around humans, the more I learn." I
yes,
don't know why that line always sticks to me, but it's there's certain
yeah,
lines in movies that just stick with you. And that's one of my cousins and I will say a lot. My cyborg is a learning computer processor. The more I'm around humans, the more I learn. So yeah, that one's another one that stuck with me.
yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, well, she's kind of quiet through the movie, a lot of it, eh? Like for some of
Yeah,
it, and
for dialogue wise, I think yeah, she's more. I don't want to say reactive, but because that tends to carry a negative connotation, but it's not negative. It's not always negative. To be um, more of a reactionary type of character. A lot of movies, especially in horror, and I know this isn't necessarily a horror movie, but a lot of horror movies have the main protagonist as a reactionary type of character. They're reacting to what's happening around them. But with her, and it's brilliantly written script, she still has things to do while
yeah,
she's reacting to the plot and what's going around. It's not like she's just out there, like just
yeah.
reacting all the time. Like there's movement for that character along the way, narratively. So
Or when she's getting sewed up by him, and John's like, "Do you even know what you're doing?" And he goes, "I have
yeah,
detailed medical files." And she goes,
yeah, yeah,
I bet it makes you a more efficient killer, right?"
yeah,
But
yeah.
there's
That's a good
also
line too.
there's a real hatred there, the way she's saying
Right,
it,
right. A lot of
like
conviction in it. Yeah,
for sure. Russell says, "I'll be back." My favorite line.
yeah.
What's
That's a good
going
one.
on, Ginger Ninja? Hey, buddy, what's going on? He said one of the greatest sequels of all time. Oh yeah, for
Agreed.
sure.
Agreed.
Russell says hi, Ginger Ninja. All right, let's move along here with what's next? Score. Let's talk the score here. I got it at a 9. You placed it at a 10. I
Yeah.
still like that original score. For some reason, quote me. I don't know if I'm wrong about this, but um, in the original they had that dun 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 dun, and I don't recall it being in this movie that much. When
Uh,
it wasn't really the T1000s.
yeah,
I think
that
it's
may
in
have been
there a
more the
little.
first one. Yeah, it may have been more present in the first one, but the beat in the second one is just so the
No, I
do
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 think
do do
yeah,
do do
yeah, I
do
think
do do do.
the main
Yeah,
theme,
yeah.
is it sounds more epic.
Mhm.
Probably had a little more money, more musicians, the orchestra and all that.
Right.
I don't know. Still the same composer, Brad Fiedel
Yep.
or Fidel, still great stuff. I just think, there's just scenes in that original Terminator that I like the music a little bit more, like when he's
That's
going through
fair.
the police
Yeah.
station, that
Yeah.
and all that. But this is it's practically perfect.
Yeah.
It's almost, I just love the score too here.
It's the score and for me in this one is in my top 5 favorite movie scores of all time. That's how much I love it. Every I obviously I work in pest control. I'm an exterminator. And every house that I go to, every door that I knock on, whether it's a residential or commercial property, without exception, I always lead with that Terminator 2 beat on the door, the do 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 do, and then I wait for them to answer every time without exception. That is always what I lead with. This score is on my mind almost every day. I love it. It's top 5 movie scores for me. It's just so iconic, so instantly recognizable. You give me 2 beats of that score, I know exactly what movie is playing. And there's not too many movies out there like that where you can just hear 2 beats, you know exactly the movie.
Yeah.
But this is one of those. So yeah, phenomenal score.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right. All right, supporting characters. Pretty much everybody
Yeah.
besides our main 3, like our leads here, but we both gave it a 10 out of 10. So tell me, what do you feel about the supporting characters?
Yeah, I love that the doctor guy, what's his name? Dr.
Dyson, like Miles Dyson or Silverman?
Yeah, Silverman. I like that. I feel like he gets a little bit more to do here. I just like how dickish he is too with Sarah. That he's one of those characters, just something about his face makes me want to punch it repeatedly. So yeah, he has that face, man. But I do love Dyson. I think he's a good character. He brings a lot of emotion to that performance.
Right.
And the actor does a good job because on paper if you're reading the script as an actor, you might read them and think, I don't know, there's a whole lot for me to do here performance wise. Yes, the character serves a purpose, but as an actor, I need to read a character and be able to know how to play the character. And so with the Dyson character, it can be a little bit tricky when you're reading that script to be like, okay, what am I gonna do with this though? How am I gonna make this character stand out and not just get lost in the shuffle of all these other great characters? But I think the actor, and I think part of it is also on Cameron, um, directing the talent. But
Right.
he really gets an emotional performance out of them where at towards the end when they're at the main, I guess, business facility or whatever, and he's sitting there on the ground holding the stick and just
Yeah, he slowly dies, right? Like, yeah, it's pretty.
and
Yeah,
he's trying to
he sacrifices himself,
he
and
does.
all the things you're saying. Do you know who turned this role down?
No.
Denzel Washington. For the reasons you're
Oh,
saying,
wow.
he just felt like he goes, "There's nothing to do here except he sweats and
Yeah.
gets killed." He felt like there was, as an actor, there wasn't
Yeah,
enough for
yeah, I
him to
mean,
do.
and I would
That's what
yeah,
you're
and
saying. So
yeah,
I think that's interesting. But I think, oh man, I forget the actor's name. But yeah, I think he does. My favorite parts is how he, after Sarah tells him everything, what he's responsible for, he's like, I feel like I'm gonna throw up and everything like that. And
yeah,
then he says,
yeah,
yeah, no matter what we have to do, I'll do it. Like, I'll destroy everything.
yeah,
But then when he starts talking about the chip and he goes, advanced thing, it sent us in places that we were never could think of. And then he stopped, like he's still, that
right.
science that's in him still, like, we could have done so much for the world. Then he stops realizing, oh,
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you know
Well,
what I
and
mean?
that goes to show,
He brought
the
something to the character there. Like,
exactly. He looked for something to do. How can I make this character pop? How can I make it work? What kind of emotions? Because that's really what you have to do in that situation as an actor, is when a character on paper is limited as far as what it's offering you as an actor, you have to look for ways to you really have to examine the psychology of the character and think, okay, what can I do to at least make this character feel human in some way? I know, make the convictions real, makes the convictions real. And that's exactly what he did when he's talking about science and the what he loves. You see the passion
right.
in his face, in his cadence. When he's there with his family, that was a good way to connect, to create a sense of empathy for the characters. When he's there with this kid and his family, it makes him more like relatable. Like, oh man, we all have family, we all have kids, wife, whatever. But then the conviction in, okay, I'll destroy it. If it means saving the world, I'll sacrifice the thing that I love, in order to save humanity. There's conviction in what he does, and that's the key to making a character like that seems complicated on paper, to really get a good performance out of. That's how you do it. You get into the psychology of the character, what makes him human, what emotions are still present in the script that I can bring out of the character, and you stay true to the convictions. And that's exactly what he did, and it worked out really well.
Oh yeah, and it's also the foster parents I think are pretty
Yep.
funny at times. Jeanette Goldstein playing the mom there from Aliens, who was Vasquez,
Yeah.
and when she has to play the T-1000, like
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
she stabs the husband, um,
That's
I don't know.
good
I
shit.
think she's always got a really cool hard look to her sometimes, and I
Yeah.
think that's James Cameron has the people he likes to use too in his
Right.
movies. Um, but other yeah, and then John Connor's friend there.
Hmm.
Um, he's all right, and I guess we didn't talk the Guns N' Roses music either. That's kind of
Right.
like
Right.
a cool added thing in this movie
Yeah, yeah,
if
you
you
can't
like
go
Guns N'
wrong with
Roses
some
anyway.
GNR. Yeah, I was gonna say that. Can't go
Yeah.
wrong with some 80s GNR there. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great video back in the day too.
Oh,
The
yeah,
video
yeah,
for
yeah.
You Could Be Mine because it had
Yeah,
T2 all through it and stuff like that. But yeah, the support staff is the supporting characters are Bison's probably the biggest one. But
yeah,
even when they
I
go up
agree.
to the was it Enrique? He's a pretty funny
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
funny character too and stuff like that.
right.
But it's really focusing on John, Sarah, Uncle Bob, and this T-1000s.
Right. Well,
There's
one thing though, that another reason why the supporting characters get a 10 out of 10, it's not just that, like the Dyson character stands out, but it's also that narratively, functionally, they serve a purpose. And that's big for me. So I've seen so many movies, dude, where I'm watching it and I'm thinking to myself, okay, what is this character actually supposed to do? Like, what's their purpose of being here? If you and the biggest way, the easiest way to tell if a supporting character is useful to the film itself is ask a simple question: if this character was removed from the film, would the film miss anything? Would the story miss anything? Would the characters make different decisions? Would we have a different story in a different film? And a lot of movies I've seen, the answer to that is no, we wouldn't. Like, there's some side characters where you're like, I think to myself, dude, you could take that character out of the film, nothing changes with the movie. That's not good character writing. You want your characters to actually serve a purpose. Have them either affect a one of the lead characters in their philosophy and how they think and decisions that they make, developing their arc, or have them directly affect the plot of the film and the
Yeah, well,
story.
Dyson does that, right?
Yes,
For one
exactly.
thing, they can't get in without him, so he's a plot
Exactly.
device.
Well, and
Yeah,
he's the one that created the whole Skynet. Like the all
yeah,
you don't have
that's right.
Skynet without Dyson. The doctor character, he's incredibly important for Sarah's her journey, her
Yeah,
plot. He's directly affecting her plot and her getting to John. So the side characters here, and John's friend serves a purpose for John, and getting and helping
him
him along
escape.
the way,
Like,
helping him escape. Yeah,
right?
giving him
He
things
goes,
to think about. So that the characters, the side characters here, are all functional. They serve a purpose, and that's another reason why they get a 10 out of 10 for me. They're not just wasted characters. They're not just filler. They're not just there to look cool or whatever. They're actual functional characters, and that matters to me in movies. So.
yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I got it 10 out of 10 as well for all that stuff. And I mean, we didn't really talk about, because John Connor's not technically the hero of the story, but um, I don't know. He's not really the supporting character either. It's really about him, Sarah and John, right? And I kind of like the fact that he started never believing his mom. He thought
Right.
even she was full of shit. And when he
Right.
realizes, when he meets this Terminator, oh my god, she was right. And then he backtracks and is like, we got to get her out of there. Um, and like his motivate, well, is he wants to see his mom now, and
Yeah.
they never really have that like discussion on, I can't, I'm sorry for not believing you or all that. But there's this kid
Right.
steps up, and you see the leader. You see the leader, like when he goes, like when he smashes the shit, and he's just like, "We got Skynet by the balls now, don't we?" Right? And
Yeah.
he's I don't know who he's more like, Reese or Sarah. You know what I mean? He's like this little combination of both of them that you can really see. Um,
Right.
um,
Yeah, I think that yeah, John's character in this one's a little tricky because he's not necessarily the main protagonist of the film narratively. If if you're just looking at it from a script writing standpoint, you wouldn't label John as your main protagonist really, but he is arguably, I would argue, the most important character in the film, because he's essentially what the plot is established around. Is yes, it's Skynet, but John is the future. Is the face of the future, and if you don't have John, you don't have a movie. You don't have a Terminator franchise really. So he's and protecting him is key to the future, to protecting and securing the future. So he may not necessarily be on paper your lead protagonist, but he is the most important character and the central character to the entire premise and conflict and plot of the film. It revolves around him. So
yeah. I also like how when you first meet John, you're almost like, this kid's a little fucking dick.
yeah,
You know, what I
yeah,
mean? And like, for face value. And then when you start peeling the layers, like you realize like how much he really cares about humans and people. And
yeah,
like even when he said, like when the Terminator was gonna kill that freaking, like, John didn't care about that guy, but it's like, you just can't go around killing people. Like
right,
there's this sense of moral code, I think, that is intact with him. Um that I really like, and the stories he says, the stories he tells the Terminator, like, my mom would shack up with everybody, and
yeah,
I thought all this was normal, blowing shit up, and you know what I mean. You start getting to his psyche a bit, and
yeah,
how he just wants a normal life.
right. Well,
Um,
he's the heart of the film. I mean, you think
eh,
about it, he's the one. You have Sarah is the character who changes. The T-800 is the character who evolves, and John is important because he's the one that transforms them both.
yes,
He's the one that he's the object of Sarah's arc. He's the one
and
that
that's
changes
his
her.
leadership. He brings
That's
people
yeah,
together.
exactly,
Like what
exactly.
did Reese say in the first one? You trust him. and they nailed
Yeah.
that with this
Yeah.
kid, and I think that's brilliant, man. In this,
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, he's the one that changes Sarah. He's the one that evolves the T-800. He is the heart of the film. He's the one that is necessary for those things to take place. Sarah doesn't change without John. The T-800 doesn't evolve without John. So he is that heartbeat, that through line throughout the film that is needed for both of the protagonists to change and for the antagonist to come after to come in conflict with the two protagonists. The T-1000 is not going to come in conflict with Sarah or the T-800 without John. John's the one he's after. So he's that's why I said he's the most important character for the film.
and get this, like I would have loved this scene, or in my mind, when I imagining things like adult John Connor reprogramming this thing, and when it comes to life, let's say
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
reprogrammed this thing, and like, oh, it's you, like you think there'd just be attachment to it,
yeah,
like, because he influenced them so much, and when he reprograms um Uncle Bob and everything like that, I
yeah.
just, in my mind, sometimes in my mind, I'm like, just what that would have been like when it first turned on for him,
Right, right,
and and how he reprogrammed it and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know. I'm not saying it's a needed scene or nothing. I'm just saying in my own mind, when I think about
right.
this story, like that must have been a cool um
Yeah,
a cool thing.
for sure.
Or he would have been battle worn by that time, and who
Yeah,
knows? I don't know. No, that's what I mean. They've never explored that.
right.
Salvation was going that way. You could see it was leading, if they would have got a trilogy out of that, but we never
Mhm.
got that. So, um, oh yeah, alrighty. Entertainment value, 10 out of 10 for both of us.
Yeah,
This is so entertaining, and for a longer movie, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
the pacing is just incredible here. How
Yeah.
how they're moving the character work along too. Um,
Yeah, it's brilliantly paced, brilliant. I mean, entertaining from start to finish. It's just a masterfully directed because Cameron knows exactly how to use the score to keep you entertained, when to pull off from the score, and just let you hang with the characters. And when you do that, he has to direct the actors well, which he does. And then he knows when to push the action, when to pull back, and let the themes settle in. And he knows how to direct the themes
right.
well. I mean, just it's everything together that makes it endlessly entertaining and rewatchable. Some movies are entertaining from start to finish because of the characters. You're with the characters the entire time. There's not like really score. There's not much story going on. You're just sitting there with the characters from start to finish. Some movies are very entertaining because of the story. You're just very intrigued and you're fascinated by the story and how it's,
I think this
playing.
one's doing. I think this one's doing it all. The
Yes,
action,
exactly.
like I
Yes,
love spending time with Sarah Connor and
yeah,
John, and seeing them in this situation. What are they gonna do?
exactly. That's what,
Um,
yeah. This one
Fuck,
has
man, seeing
all of
this
that.
movie for the first time, someone who's never seen it, I would love to see them
Oh
watch it.
man, yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, it has everything for you. It's just endlessly entertaining.
incredible. All right. Um, all right, legacy. Let's talk the legacy of this film. We both had a 10 out of 10 here. Someone in our chat already had said something about the greatest sequel.
Mhm.
I think that's what this movie's known for. It's known for, like, yeah, the bar for creating one of the great, like a great sequel. Like, I
Yeah.
remember when Dawn of the Planet of the Apes come out, people were saying, "Oh,
Mhm.
it's the Empire Strikes Back of that, or it's the T2 of that
Right.
franchise." Like, meaning like this is the best one so far. It's better than
Yeah.
the original, so it carries that kind of legacy. Cements Arnold's career even
Mhm.
more, I would say. Um,
Yeah.
James Cameron's career even more. I mean, he already did Terminator and Aliens, and he was coming off The Abyss, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had, which is a great movie too. I recommend it to everyone if you haven't seen that one. It's not really an action film, but it's a really good science fiction movie.
It is. It is.
But I don't know. What are your thoughts? What's the legacy of this film? You think it hasn't been topped, has it?
No.
Terminator falls on its
Yeah.
on its face so many times.
I think its legacy is an action movie, an action sci-fi movie that was so far ahead of its time and so innovative that it's lasted its impact has lasted 30 plus years and will go down and has gone down in my book as the greatest action movie of all time. Action sci-fi, which both those can coexist. They don't have to, it doesn't have to be one or the other. Both can coexist. Sci-fi is a setting genre. Action is an emotional genre. Both can coexist equally. So yes, it's equally a sci-fi movie. It's equally an action movie, but it is, for my money, the greatest action movie of all time. So, and for me, that's at the core of what its legacy is. So, greatest action movie of all time.
Yeah, it's got such a huge legacy with it, and more often than not, like when people talk greatest action movies, I mean, you watch enough content creators out there, this movie is usually first, second, 10th. It's in top 10 usually.
Oh yeah.
It's you'd be hard pressed not to see it there.
Right. I was gonna say I would be shocked. I would be genuinely shocked to see someone having 10 action movies above T2. I would be like, I would almost question, have you seen T2? That would be like my first reaction would be like, have you seen T2? Because it's just like and don't get me wrong, there are some great action movies out there. Undeniably some great action movies out there. But to come up with 10 action movies better than T2, that's a stretch, man. I would just have a hard time believing that. So, but yeah, for me, it's the greatest action movie of all time.
Yeah, it's such a great flick, man. Great flick. Russell says, love The Abyss.
That's a good one.
All right, guys. Let's
a really good Ed Harris performance in The Abyss.
Yeah,
really underrated performance.
I love when he's like, God, I hate that bitch. And he's like, well, I guess you shouldn't have married her then.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that scene where he thinks his wife is dead. She's like drowning. He's like trying to bring her back. And he's like, what is he? He like basically swears at her or whatever, and then she finally pops back up. Yeah, no, that's a good movie.
All right, I think this is. I don't think we have to even argue about this. It's not an argument, but reload, standby, or retire. Clearly, it's a reload.
Let me think about this one. I'm not sure where I want to place it.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
No, retire maybe. I don't know. One and done. No, this is obviously the easiest reload.
Oh fuck, man! I watch it every year.
Oh yeah. It's definitely. I know on the Ghouls of the Round Table, I'd mentioned that Jaws was like a yearly watch for me. T2 is a yearly watch for me. This is one of those other films that I'm definitely watching at least once a year for sure.
Yeah, guaranteed. And also we're heading into the 35th anniversary this year for this movie.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
So 35. Pretty soon, guys. July. So
yeah,
as I stated earlier. All right. I mean, this is the last episode, guys. So let's check out the
scores.
Let's check out the scores. So this is what we have so far, guys. So Aliens at the top of the 96, Terminator. So James Cameron at the top here, 95, Casino Royale, 92, Raiders of the Lost Ark, 89, Cobra, 85, RoboCop, 81, Dirty Harry, 74. Number 7, Missing in Action, 68. The Raid at 65, and Assault on Precinct 13, 61.
Dirty Harry get only a 74? That's shocking.
I don't know. I mean,
I
just
love
the
that
way.
first Dirty Harry.
Yeah, so do I. So do I. But this,
That's a good one. I mean, I love seeing these numbers, man. It's fascinating to see.
I find it odd that
these movies
Cobra, which is a Dirty Harry clone, got higher than Dirty.
higher than, yeah. How does that happen, man?
It just
Come
depends on
on.
my guest, and the way
Yeah,
we
that's
and
crazy. That's
right.
crazy.
But
Yeah.
as far as the movie goes, between Clayton and I's scores, this is going to score a 99. So this is taking the top spot, guys.
Hell yeah.
So T2 is right up there, then Aliens, then the Terminator as the top 3 movies. So T2 wins. Congratulations to T2 for winning the best spot for movies, the best movie. Now keep in mind, I'm going to do another episode as the real finale, kind of, where I'm going to take all these 3 averages and going to rank them in order. Like, so the average between the hero, the villain, and the movie, and rank them that way and see how they all fare. So putting all 3 of them together, really. All right. Let me get back up to, let's check out our hero leaderboard. So we got Ripley at 100, Kyle Reese at 100, Indiana Jones at 100. So 3-way tie. Ripley's up top because it was the movie that won. James Bond, 97. Sarah Connor from 84 at 95. Dirty Harry at 90. So he's sitting at number 6. James Braddock at an 82. Cabretti at 78. Robocop 75. And Rama from The Raid at 70. And Arthur Bishop at a 65 from Assault on Precinct 13.
I find that interesting that Dirty Harry ranks above what is it?
Cabretti?
Yeah. But Cobra ranked above Dirty Harry. That's interesting
for the movie for all of them put together.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So we got the hero. Oh God. So both Sarah Connor and Uncle Bob are at 100. So they're both pretty much tied, and because T2 is the better movie, has gotten a better score overall, they're number 1. So basically all James Cameron's characters are chewing up the top, with Indiana Jones being, I guess, the 5th now, I guess. So yeah,
which I mean, that's understandable because Indiana Jones is American icon. So that's not. I ain't got too much of a problem with that.
And our villains, the T-800 is at 100. Alien Queen at 95. Clarence Boddicker at 88, number 3 spot, which he's done really well considering what he's up against. Lashif from Casino Royale in 85. The Night Slasher from Cobra 75. Renee Belloc from Raiders 65. Scorpio Killer from Dirty Harry is 60. Tomoff from The Raid is 60. The Gang from Assault on Precinct 13 of 45. And General Veen from Missing in Action of 40. So we have our villains. Our villain, the T-1000, is 100, so a perfect score. So he'll be sitting just under. No, he'll take the top spot possibly because of the movie's better.
Yeah.
So that's the tiebreaker. So there you go. Nice. Robert Patrick has the T-1000, greatest villain of this season. Everyone falls behind him.
I love it.
Let me get rid of this here. But there you guys go, man. So out of all the movies that that I picked, it went as what I would think it would go. I thought Dirty Harry would have done better.
I would have thought Dirty Harry would have done better. Yeah.
When I broke the movie apart, though, we were giving like stunts and practical effects like a 7, and we were giving the score. I gave the score a 6, I think, and it just depends on the guest. It's still a great movie and everything, but Missing in Action did better than I thought.
Yeah,
the character of James Braddock, and
Yeah.
But the top movies, I knew they were going to sit there.
Right. Yeah. Anytime, really on any list that you have T2, Aliens, Terminator. I mean, all three of those are juggernauts. So those are going to be near the top, if not at the top of almost any list you put them on.
Russell says reload indeed. Yep. And he says this deserves a season 2. We'll make it happen, man. Make it happen. Get share the videos out there because I mean Aliens got over 1,000 views, so I was very happy about that.
Yeah.
I'm actually the videos have done fairly well. So I'm probably gonna do a season 2, guys, but I just want to see how it does months down the road. Let's just see how it's gonna do. And before I wrap everything up, I'll tell you some future stuff on the channel too, guys. So, and Russell goes, "Do you like Nighthawks with Sylvester Stallone, Jason Clayton?" I love Nighthawks. I reviewed it, buddy. It's on the channel.
I can't say that I've ever seen Nighthawk. Shame on me. But it's thinking about it, it's not ringing a bell. So
your boy's in it, man, as the villain, Rutger Hauer, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good. So you got Billy D. Williams from Empire, Stallone as these street cops who they do the street the beats at night, and they kind of dress up as Stallone dresses up as an old lady to kind of lure them in, and kind of thing. And then Rutger Hauer's this terrorist who comes over, and they got to catch him, but they don't know what he looks like because he got plastic surgery to change his look. But I don't want to say anything about the ending of the fucking ending's great.
It's just that's one I just haven't gotten around to,
but yeah, guys, I completely thank you. Thank yous in order for everyone watching this podcast. I just need a little break from it now because I got other stuff going on. I got to get this Rocky project up and going. We're going to be doing, I think I still got the logo. So our next one, starting in late August, is Slash and Talk, which is going to follow a similar formula. I'm not going to break everything down into categories, though. I'm going to talk about it like that, but we're just going to score it as the final girl, the villain, and our and the movie kind of thing. I'm just going to make it a little simpler. But yeah, so Slash and Talk is coming in October with the first episode being Psycho from 1960, going all the way up to Terrifier. It's going to be the evolution of the slasher genre. So we're going from Psycho to Terrifier. And you guys know, I think, what I'm going to be talking about: Texas Chainsaw, Black Christmas, Halloween, Nightmare, Friday the 13th. Candyman, Child's Play, Scream, the ones that actually push the genre forward, or did something really impactful. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna do that late August, guys. But I'm gonna be off. I'm gonna be putting out content here and there, but I'm just gonna try and start working on this Rocky project, guys. That's going in the background. So I got to start getting pieces put together on that if I'm going to get it out by October. At the latest, you'll see that is probably November-ish. So that's coming though. But can only do so much. So, but this podcast was a lot of fun. I would love to bring it back next summer, even earlier if I can. But we'll see. We'll see, guys. We'll see what's going on. Russell says, awesome, interesting. But what about you, Clayton? What you got coming up on your channel?
Oh man, I wish I could tell you I had a lot, but I'm still playing with a few ideas. Things have been a little bit crazy for me. But I got some things in the chamber, some rounds in the chamber. I'm loading up, but yeah, to be revealed, I guess, and within the next month or so. But I'm working on a few things. Hopefully I'll start dropping some more polls here pretty soon, because I know those have done pretty well on my channel. So I'll try to get those up and going. But Jason, myself, and Jack Petrie have our channel, Ghouls of the Round Table. If you guys have not gone over there and checked out that channel, we've got 2 episodes out so far. Our first episode, we did a top 5 favorite horror movie ranking. And then episode 2, we had a Jaws discussion. So you're a horror fan, that's a horror channel over there with us 3 guys kind of shooting the shit. And
it feels empty now, actually. Horror. I keep
it does. It's like, where's Jack?
Thinking he should be here.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. But no, that's a good channel. So yeah, if you guys haven't gone over there, subscribe to Ghouls of the Round Table, get more of Jason, myself, and our buddy Jack over there.
Yeah, we're trying. Like, I'm going on holidays next week, guys. So this is my last week, and I'm gonna be having a Masters of the Universe deep dive on Thursday here on the channel with a good friend who's on TikTok, who's a massive He-Man fan. So he saw the movie 3 times. I saw it twice. Just went to today again, actually, to see Masters of the Universe. So stay tuned for that on Thursday night. We're going to be going through the old Dolph Lundgren movie, the toys, the cartoons, talking about that new movie with all the spoilers, because I did I let out some spoilers on my original review, but yeah, just talk about how that piece of fandom I really enjoy as a kid watching that cartoon. And just nice to see. It's nice to see He-Man fans' time in the sun.
Yeah,
finally I just love when some fandom finally gets their movie. Like, I know it's getting kind of mixed reviews, but most people are chewing that up, no matter what the box office tells you.
Right.
And so yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, my son liked it. I took my youngest; he liked it this time. So
there you go.
Russell's tournament poll is always awesome. This is awesome. So yeah, guys, that's it. I thank you for an awesome season. So you don't know how these things are gonna go sometimes, but you guys did a great job hanging out and watching them and everything like that. Most of them have gotten over 100 views, so I can't really for what I do on the channel, I can't ask for much for that. If they get more, that's great. But so I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, and that will do it for me, guys. So if head over to Clayton's channel, Ages of Film. This is Backtrack Cinema, as you guys know. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, go to the merch store, buy the merch, all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna be loading up the merch store too on TeePublic. Because I got some you can get an Action Movies Reloaded t-shirt, or you can get other stuff I'm gonna put on there. I might even do a Ghouls of the Round Table t-shirt for people. So we'll see. I gotta get the stuff on there.
Yeah.
So much to do and so little time. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna get out of here now. Let you guys have the rest of your evening, what's left of it. It's bedtime. And we'll check Clayton's channel out. Check us out everywhere. And yeah, I'll see you in the movies. Cheers.
The name's Bond, James Bond.
Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?